team at Golden Gym Pond help you out fast. Shop smart, save big, and celebrate local this season at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center Street in Greenwood. Golden Gym Pond, where Christmas shines brighter.
From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
So he was in the courtside club last night in building a relationship with donors right off the bat. He walked away from one donor. The donor came up to me and committed to a 7-figure gift to a football program.
Here you come again.
This financial commitment will push us to the top half in key SEC items such as our assistant coaches pool, our strength and conditioning staff, our support staff pool, and our talent acquisition through revenue sharing and legitimate NIL.
We want you to look at this team and say, they fight like Arkansas. Being all in together, we will rebuild it. We will earn it. We will make this state proud. This program was built on toughness, pride, that stretches from the hills of Fayetteville to Moore Memorial Stadium and Little Rock. Quincy, you're all in for your senior? Yeah. Go. Hey, you got something for us? I'm all in. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thank you for being here today. And woo, pig suey.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little.
He will no longer be having a magic piano.
With Ty Richardson.
From like a girth, physicality standpoint.
And Tommy Kraft.
My parents never had to leave work early for their son to get an academic award.
This is The Morning Rush.
How'd that go yesterday, by the way?
Beautiful.
Did it?
It was beautiful.
All right. Well, that's, listen, sometimes the apple falls far from the tree, and in this case, Dylan in an academic
different orchard. Whole different orchard in this case. But, yeah, he passed his AP class last year, got the I guess it's a 1 to 5. Got above a 3, whatever you got to do.
Look at that.
That's impressive.
It was very impressive.
I remember my dad, and I know this is going to be hard for some of you to believe, but my senior year at the University of Arkansas, I paid for the entire second half semester through a scholarship. And my dad, I remember sitting next to him at this thing, and I thought I was going to get the full, like he wasn't going to have to pay a dime senior year. Unfortunately, he did. And hopefully I'm paying him back for that at some point in my life. But I remember him sitting next to me, and I guess it was the Alumni Association Center off Razorback, or not Razorback Stadium, whatever, and him being like, I didn't ever get one of these. So kind of same sense, Tommy, it sounds like for you yesterday with Dylan.
Yeah, so at least maybe one college course is partially paid for. All right, that's where we began. Is it Football Friday for us still, or is it Fast Break Friday? Which way are we going here?
Well, you got conference championships. You got conference championships this weekend. Yeah. NFL season's not over with, and you had the introduction of the football coach yesterday. So I'm gonna still stick with Football Friday.
I can go with that. It's brought to you by QC Kinetics. Pain has a way of really stealing the moment. Fortunately, yesterday when I had to walk into Southside High School and sit with and got the honor of sitting with my son during that, I didn't have to worry about going up and down the stairs there in the arena. Pain wasn't part of my equation yesterday because I've seen QC Kinetics, and they can help you with that joint pain that maybe keeps you from the things you love. They're right here in Northwest Arkansas. Relief doesn't have to come from surgery or pain pills. They use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what has been lost. So keeping you on the move, keeping you alive and feeling great. 479-999-1234 is the number. Long-term relief is a phone call away. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
All right, so Fitzman Friday picks coming up. We got to talk about the Dallas Cowboy game last night. You feel like after you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you're getting on track, and then CeeDee Lamb has a concussion. Pickens didn't want to be there last night, and Detroit wins 44-30. So that's on the horizon. But as far as some of the comments you heard from Hunter Yurachek and Ryan Silverfield in our open this morning, Tommy, I listened to it live, then I went back and listened to it in its entirety this morning. Colton was there. I had to do some stuff here. What stood out? Like the question you asked our team this morning, and is like, so what do you think of the new coach? Well, in the midst of the 50-plus minutes they both talked, what stood out in the conversation of Ryan's, or the press conference, I should say, of Ryan Silverfield and Hunter Yurachek?
There were a lot of questions, and maybe this isn't where we need to go, but the financial part always stands out to me. the vagueness of some of the responses, and I get that. Well, let's get to some of that later on, but that was one thing that stood out to me is no real answers on this financial step forward and getting to the top half of the SEC. We played the quote earlier. So personally, that's the stuff I pay a lot of attention to. I thought Ryan Silverfield seemed a little forced and a little nervous at first, and that's totally understandable. I thought some of it was a bit corny, but I think we'll get to know this guy and figure out what is genuine as we become more all in. But I thought some of it was a bit forced up front, but I didn't think he had anything to say that was anywhere close to an out-of-bounds steak. I thought it was fine.
Let's separate it. So when he had to read from the pamphlet, basically, it was bad. Like in the sense, and I said, okay, that's not the correct way to frame it. It was like classic coach.
It was very scripted.
But when he asked questions, obviously that he had rehearsed and thought over, you could tell the energy went up. Like that, there was a difference. It almost was like two press conferences. You had the rehearsed stuff, and then you had, okay, here are the questions. Here's how I'm going to answer those. It was completely different. And again, that doesn't matter. No. What matters is what he does as the football coach here in Fayetteville and what they can accomplish. Where it sounds like that one of the reasons he came here was because they have finances that he feel like that let him compete. That's one of the things he touched on yesterday, which we said that we can get to coming up. I think what also, like, outside the finances that stood out to me, and there's a lot of clips in the vagueness that you talked about and everything else, like just how the coaching search went about. Hunter was talking about that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe that Ryan Silverfield was the first coach he called. I know he said that yesterday, and he was the last. Obviously, he's hired. I just don't believe that. Every AD that's ever been an AD has said that. Don't really believe that. But it was interesting to hear him kind of unpack what that looked like behind the scenes in the 60-day plus process when it came to hiring the head football coach.
Well, he talked about the fact there was 25 to 30 candidates in the pool to begin with that they had conversations with, and then he talked about how they narrowed that down to less than 10, then narrowed that down to less than 3, then to 2. The question, and I wasn't in the room, so I'm not going to criticize anyone for not asking, but I wish someone would ask the question, was Bobby Petrino among those last 3? Not sure Hunter Yurachek would have answered, but given a sense whether or not Bobby Petrino was actually given real consideration for the job, and was he amongst those first 25 to 30, or did he make any of the final cuts? That really doesn't matter at this point, but I think some fans would be interested in knowing that. I don't think Hunter Yurachek would have answered that question, though.
Tim and Greer's Ferry, we'll read some text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tim and Greer's Ferry, what I just heard in the intro is the new coach is all for playing a game at War Memorial Stadium.
No, you got to play. You got to play the greatest hits.
So I like
This program was built on toughness, pride, that stretches from the hills of Fayetteville to War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock.
I heard that yesterday, and yes, that's true. You've had some great teams and great moments in that stadium. But does that invite the conversation back? I don't know, and I don't want to.
Clearly, it wasn't an edited speech.
Yeah,
so.
Too much time on that. Brett says
I hear a lot of chat in there.
Right. Chat wrote that part. I'm telling you.
Brett Hunter said Hunter gets a grade D or F yesterday. He lost the ability to speak in vagueness in regards to money. That's what he talked. And I get where he's coming from
100%
from the vagueness, because you don't want to give like the other SEC schools a benchmark. It's like, okay, we need to raise this or we need to raise that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, that's what we want to know as fans. That's what it's like, okay, you told us in Little Rock that we don't have the funds to compete, right? So now in December, on December 5th, on a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics, what are the funds that you've raised? What is the allocation that you referenced yesterday? All these things are important to figure out if what you're saying is blowing smoke or if this guy actually has a chance to win football games for us this next fall.
And are you truly in the mid-range of the SEC? And we understand that's a moving float, right? And it doesn't move down very often. It only goes up in the SEC. I thought the other thing, and we can get into this in greater detail later on, when he spoke of NIL in that statement, did you notice one word in there? Legitimate NIL. I thought that was an interesting way for the AD to phrase that term.
I think he's still dead set on driving 70 miles an hour in a 70 miles an hour zone when everyone else is going 102.
In the left lane.
Yes.
Too.
That's that. Couple more texts.
I paid my taxes. I'll drive in the left lane if I want to.
We'll lose our competitive edge if we reveal anything. That's from Jacob at Fort Smith. Jody and Harrison.
Won't either. What competitive edge do we have? We just went 2-10.
That's kind of where my thought process.
Please,
was. Hunter needs to be drug tested ASAP. That is from Jody from Harrison. Let's see. Justin likes that they pushed the press conference back till Thursday. It gave him time to go out and talk to recruits and meet people and get ready for the answers. It ended up not being that bad. I was initially like, what are we doing? Get this thing out. And now it's like, okay, in hindsight, you gave it a chance, and he got to meet with some people. What did you call it, Colton? The quarter zip crowd yesterday?
I mean, that's kind of what it was after the meet. It's exactly what it was.
You know, it's
the quarter zip crowd.
It's so funny. I've heard Chuck talk about this. Like, I didn't used to, like, that wasn't something that I wore consistently when I was in school or even after. But now I don't pretend to be a good golfer, but I do love to golf, and that's more of the golf wear and golf apparel. I found myself looking at my closet the other day. There's about 20 quarter zips in there. It's excessive.
And 8 of them are blue, right?
Yes.
That's the problem I always get. Hey, I've got 20 quarter zips, and I got about half of them are the same color.
Yeah.
You know?
And my point was that this wasn't – I'm not trying to make fun of these people. This was not the, upper deck of the stadium, chest painted type of public.
Well,
this was the North End Zone Club type
this
of
public. As Ruskin and Zach were describing it yesterday, this was not the rank and file. That was their term yesterday. The rank and file were not in on the deal at 5 o'clock.
They hosted a reception afterwards, so it was obviously not for
it was invite, not completely invite only, but you could have attended.
Okay.
Just tell him you know Ty Richardson. That'll usher you right up front.
That'll get you barred from attendance. All right,
usher you right to the front row, sir.
We'll get more into this as the week or as the morning progresses. Again, you can give us your opinion on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. Looks like the Cowboys were on the right track, and then last night happened.
To the end zone, open touchdown. Isaac to Slaw. One, and it's incomplete. Lamb trying to make a spectacular catch, but not from the 31-yard line. Prescott carrying it out deep downfield. And Pickens was there, recovered. Detroit win it by a score of 44-30.
George Pickens throughout the game, especially late in the game, just looked uninterested in playing football. And that's what you can't have. If you're going to be a superstar, if you want to be the best receiver in the National Football League, you can never be disengaged.
This is the opening drive.
So if you watch that game, Isaac TeSlaa should have had 2 touchdowns last night. Ended up getting 1, former Razorback, which he's had a really, really solid first rookie season. Moments in the game that stood out were some of them you just heard. Tommy, I don't know if you watched. CeeDee Lamb goes out with that concussion. George Pickens didn't look like he didn't want to be there. Had several opportunities at the end of that game to make plays and just didn't, including a ball that was, no joke, 2 feet in front of him that he didn't even look like he put his hands out.
All he has to do is make the basket. It's in his hands.
And that's why you heard Richard Sherman in the broadcast just bashing him after. But these playoff, like leading up to the playoffs, is always fun to talk about and where teams are going to get slotted or if they're going to make the wild card or not. And if I'm a Dallas fan, like, you just want a marquee game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, you're riding high, and then you have that last night. And your best weapon might be out next week. And who knows, week after that, too.
So what's that do to the playoff? Does that doesn't completely eliminate them, but they've got to have a ton of help, right?
Are you Brandon's here from the Fence Man. Are you a Cowboys fan?
Die-hard Cowboys fan.
All right, so you were frustrated beyond belief last night. Yeah. It doesn't completely eliminate them, but
9%.
It's right there with my chances of playing in the NFL next year.
It takes it out of their control. They need more teams to lose now.
Yeah. They don't control their own destiny, is what I'm hearing.
No.
So.
They the setup is a lot more difficult now. When you look at the NFC and where they're 6th right now, and that's like and I say 6 in the wild card race. Seattle's 9-3, Green Bay's 8-3, and San Francisco's 9-4. So as Colton said, you need a lot of help from the teams above you, and then
they weren't going to catch Philly before last night anyway in the East. So
well, they're 8-4. So I mean, Philly's not. It's not like Philly has a stronghold on the East.
Well, Dallas is what now? 6-6-1.
Yeah, 6-6-1.
Yeah.
So if they win last night, they're 7-6-1. Philly's 8-4. You're still, what is that? Game and a half back. based on the tie and everything else.
Yeah.
Who do y'all play down the stretch? I don't even know. What's it look like? I can pull that up. But either way, for Dallas fans, your playoff hopes have not been entirely eliminated, but they're on Minnesota.
According to ESPN, they dropped to 8%.
Yeah,
8% chance of making the playoffs. ESPN Analytics.
Minnesota Chargers at home. Then you finish out the season with two very winnable games: the Washington Commanders and the Giants, both on the road. So they're not completely out of it, but after last night, it was stuff. But it's cool to see Isaac do what he did last night. Tommy, he should have had two. Goff threw a terrible ball on one of them that I think a pass rush might have had something to do with it, but. Man, Isaac's had a pretty strong rookie season there in Detroit. You got Bates, Skipper was there last night.
They also picked up Armstrong on their practice squad recently.
Did they really?
It really is the Detroit Razorbacks
and
there.
Ragnow tried to come back, but a hamstring injury prohibited him. Like when he went through a physical,
it was like grade 3 or 4, like his hamstring falling off the bone, and he still went out there and tried to get out there and play.
So for all you hardcore, like Brandon, hardcore Cowboy fans, let me arm you with this today. As everyone else is going to give you grief. All right, so here's some ammo for you. You ready, Brandon?
Yep.
Last night's game was the 4th game for the Cowboys in 18 days. Played the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. I mean, and then the Lions. So there's your excuse. There's your built-in excuse for Cowboys. Hey, we played 4 games in 18 days. No one else has done that. How do you expect us to win a game like that with 4 games in 18 days? So there you go. I'm arming the Cowboy fans with a ready-made excuse for last night's performance. So
he's taking it in stride. All right, that is your opening drive. Fenceman Friday picks. We got to get through these coming up in just a bit.
All right, opening drive brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. 25 locations around the state. There's one nearby, I promise, to help you. Go to myaglender.com. Whether you're sprucing up your existing home, remodeling it, or whether you want to build a brand new one from ground up, they can help you with all the financing options that make sense for your situation. That's myaglender.com, or stop in any of the 25 locations for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
Running out of time, so I'm going to bypass our recap from last week and just get into it.
We didn't even do one.
Oh, yeah.
Fenceman Friday Picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
All right, so we got the 4 big conference championship games this weekend, and then Arkansas, Tommy, you think they're going to be a 25-point favorite? Don't actually know the line. It's not out just yet. What do you think, 25? You just want to set it there? More?
I don't know anything about Fresno, so yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, they're not good. Maybe it might be 30-something, but I'm going to put it at 25. But we'll get to that. BYU against Texas Tech. Only loss for the Cougars this season, Brandon, is against the Red Raiders. Red Raiders are 12.5-point favorites and a chance to go to the college football playoff. Do they punch their ticket tomorrow against BYU?
I think they do. I think they might even cover.
11 o'clock on ABC. Again, the Red Raiders, Tommy, are 12.5-point favorites. Do they cover in this game tomorrow?
Is that in Dallas or Kansas City? Where are they playing that?
Should be in Dallas, right?
Yeah,
in Jerry's house. I'm going to take Texas Tech. I think it's going to be I don't know, BYU travels well. They had a decent crowd here at Fayetteville a couple years ago, but I'm going to also take Texas Tech to win by 13 or more. All right, let's talk SEC Championship. Georgia right now is a 2.5-point favorite in Atlanta, 3 o'clock tomorrow in the SEC Championship, Tommy.
Georgia's playing better down the stretch. They're the more complete team. I'll take Georgia to win the game.
For whatever reason, Kirby Smart can't beat Bama with Nick Saban or without him. He's beat him, I think, one time in the last 5 or so years. So I'm actually, despite Alabama winning earlier this season, roll Tide. I'm going to take Alabama in this one, Brandon.
I got Bama winning it too.
Yeah,
I got their number.
I don't, for whatever, it's a weird deal. Indiana, Ohio State, biggest game for Indiana football, maybe the last century. The Buckeyes, Tommy, are a 4-point favorite. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow on Fox in Indianapolis.
You know, Indiana's jerseys and their colors look a lot like OU's, Brandon. So in the universal sign to be an OU fan is what? Hands around your neck. I think Indiana pulls a full Boomer Sooner tomorrow. I'll take Ohio State.
I think Ohio State's going to cover.
I
think they handle it. It'll be a good game, I think. But
did not see that coming. I'm gonna ride with Mendoza.
Indiana will choke.
I'm gonna ride with Mendoza. He's gone on the road. He's got some big time wins under his belt. No, Penn State's having a terrible year, but that was a huge come-from-behind win. They went to Oregon and won. I think that this is going to go down as the greatest season in Hoosiers history. I've got Indiana winning tomorrow night.
Future savior of the Dolphins franchise,
Mendoza. Okay. This is maybe the most gross game on the schedule of the marquee. Duke against Virginia. Chandler Morris, guys, on his way to a potential college football playoff berth. How about that? It's the Hokies, right? 4.5-point favorites against the Blue Devils
No, they're
tomorrow.
the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
No, the Cavaliers,
I'm thinking
not
B-Tech. Cavaliers 4.5-point favorites tomorrow. ABC.
God, what a gross conference championship
Yeah.
game.
No
All right,
Miami, no Florida State, no Clemson. Virginia against Duke.
Oh my God!
And it's not basketball. It's not the ACC championship in Charlotte. It's football.
6, 7. Give me Virginia. I don't know.
I got Virginia as well. I guess that game actually is in Charlotte football-wise.
Yeah.
I think that both their
Bank of America there.
conference championship games there. Brandon, who you got in this one?
We'll go with Duke to cover.
Okay. Tomorrow against Fresno State in North Little Rock, Simmons Bank Arena. Again, going to set the line to 25 because it's not out just yet. Tommy, does Arkansas, and I say stumble, I'm not saying lose, but do they have a lackadaisical performance after their biggest win of the season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll take, if you're setting it at 25, I'll take whoever they're playing. Fresno State, I'll take them.
Okay.
And Arkansas is a little bit of a focus letdown following the Louisville win.
Brandon, who you got?
That's true. Arkansas will win it, but I think Fresno State will cover.
North Little Rock's been weird for them, so I'm also going to take Fresno State to cover. The line might
But
be
we all
bigger.
agree the Hogs win.
Yeah.
They win the game.
Just not in convincing fashion for maybe what the fans attending. And that game's, by the way, going to be on the SEC Network Plus tomorrow night, Tommy.
All right. Those are our Fence Man Friday picks. My man Brandon's here. If you need anything involving a fence, we've been talking up this aluminum fencing. No rot, no repaint, no staining, no problems. A little more on the front end, but Brandon, this is the way to go long term.
Yes, sir. Low maintenance. Looks great. People are using handrails on porches, doing things like that too. So just give us a call. We can get you taken care of on that.
TheFencemanAR.com is where you can see tons of examples of their work and get Brandon to come see you and schedule that appointment. That's the Fence Man, 782-3936, or TheFencemanAR.com.
Hog update coming up. Going to hear more from Ryan Silverfield and Hunter Yurachek next.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of Beef. Itswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
During the past 60 days, along with this search and being the chair of the CFP, I'm not sure how many nights I spent in our bed, and her and Hank might actually appreciate that. By the way, Hank's our dog.
This is the Morning Rush.
We're having a good old-fashioned family Christmas at Rath Auto Resources. Now through the end of the year, get up to $6,400 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned sleigh. Inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Really nice. Save up to $6,400 off your next family truckster, and we'll all have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny Kaye. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. Hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol?
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of stress-free internet. Wave Rural Connect brings you our 300 internet with Wi-Fi, perfect for streaming, remote work, and holiday guests. No data limits, built-in cybersecurity, and easy control with our free Wave Connect app. All for just $71.95 a month. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372 today. Wave Rural Connect, internet that works when you need it most.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Champion Cycling wants to help you find the joy in cycling that's been a part of their family for many years. Register today through December 21st at hitthatline.com for your chance to win a specialized road bike just in time for Christmas. Whether you're a child getting your first bike, an adult who hasn't been on a bike in years, or someone who's looking to podium at their next race, Champion Cycling wants to help you find the right bike. A great selection of bikes, cycling apparel, and accessories, and great service. 5500 Mazard Road in Fort Smith. Find your next ride with Champion Cycling.
You can't control your future, but you can control which Taco Bell Lex Cravings box you're going to get later. Iconic classics for $5, a plethora of indulgences for $7, or diving into the unknown for $9, where the new steak and poblano rolled quesadilla rolls real fire-roasted poblanos into a whole new thing. In any event, the future is literally in your hands. Now eat it before it gets cold. Choose your Lex Cravings box today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
It will come when he announces some of the people on his staff. That will be the first piece. And then when you see how our roster comes together after the transfer portal officially opens in January.
We won't know about the transfer portal roster, but Tommy, we do have a tidbit from Matt Zenitz of 24/7 Sports that evidently Arkansas is targeting Ron Roberts, former DC at Auburn and Florida and Baylor, to be the next defensive coordinator here in Fayetteville. And it looks like, according to 4-Star Sports Media, that Tim Cramsey is going to be at the same offensive coordinator for Silverfield here.
Yeah, so clearly there's millions in the coffers based on those things. So, and listen, Tim Cramsey's offense last year was third in scoring offense in the AAC. 34.7 points per game. But that doesn't sound like, hey, we're leveling up here. But
So
I
you
get
think
why you
Hunter
wanna
was
bring your
BSing yesterday, or when it came to that?
I'm just going based on evidence. I'll let you judge on what was going on. But do those coordinator hires wow you? Probably not, but I don't need to be wowed now. I need to be wowed in October.
Mm-hmm. And Roberts has had some good defense. Like what?
Not at Florida.
Yeah. Here's the
not recently.
Here's what I would say about that. So to your point, like what would wow you? Name a defensive coordinator. Name an offensive coordinator that would wow you.
Well, I mean, and you make a good point, but I'm thinking brand. You know, we get wowed by brand name.
Mm-hmm.
Tim. I gotta look his name back up.
Cramsey.
Tim Cramsey, right? Tim not Ramsey, not Dave Ramsey. Tim Cramsey with a C. You know, we just gotta know he may be an up and coming star, but you know, we think household names. I know some people want Ed Orgeron to be your defense coordinator. Is that a good hire? I don't know.
Never call the play.
You know, I don't know, but you know, I think let's give these guys a chance. I'm just not the wow factor isn't there, and it doesn't equal to me, man. They're going to spend a bunch of money on the staff.
The coffer, yeah.
Now we're going to spend a bunch of money on guys that have never proven themselves at that level. That's just poor management.
D and Fort Smith is cool with the OC, not necessarily the DC. You know. I think
again, I don't need to be wowed today. Just wow me when the season starts.
Well, I'll point to something. John Chavis, for example. John Chavis had a track record of SEC experience at LSU and Tennessee, and was basically just cashing a check when he was here. Does anyone disagree with that? I mean, so like you can have it's a balance, right? Like Ryan Silverfield is not a
balance anymore. You better have good players. You better spend your money and get good players because everyone thought everybody was worried a couple of years ago T. Will's going to leave for a head coaching job. He's the next head coach on this staff, not necessarily at Arkansas, but somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you had a great
Did
defense.
he forget how to coach? Did he just forget how to coach, or did he run out of good players because they ran out of money?
Well, yeah, that, and they didn't evaluate talent well. I mean, you had the same talent.
Well, they had no money.
They
to
spent
go
a
get
lot
talent.
of money in the portal on defensive backs. They evaluated talent.
What I would say is to that is, Tommy, you didn't have a lot of money for offense, and you had one of the better offenses in college football.
No. I think they spent their money. The money they had in rev share, they spent it
on offense,
rebuilding that offensive line. And I just think they ran out of money. You can't just have only, and I agree with what Colton's saying, but point being, it's still going to come down to evaluating talent and getting them out of the portal because it's going to come down to players. It's not going to come down to whether a guy can draw up the right defensive stunt on 3rd and 5.
Well, at 9:32 this morning, consider Tommy not impressed by the reported hires.
Well, just put me down as not overwhelmed.
Not overwhelmed. Okay.
Not overwhelmed.
And I listen. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Not convinced that there's a bunch of money because of those names either. That's what Hunter was talking about.
That's exactly right. That's the proof is not that's not the right bowl of pudding. If the proof is in it, I didn't taste any proof in my pudding.
All right, that's your Hog Update this morning. More from Silverfield and Yurachek coming up. It's our Hog Update brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with Benny Malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Speaking of pudding, does that qualify as comfort food? Because it's National Comfort Food Day.
Banana pudding.
Okay,
I
banana
don't know about
pudding.
all this other stuff.
That's where I was
going
to.
Absolutely.
That's where I was going to go. Favorite comfort food, real quick. Pot roast is mine.
Mac and cheese or Doritos.
Fried chicken. Fried chicken.
Fried chicken's good too.
Okay. Larry Rath, favorite comfort food?
Beef stew.
Beef stew. Okay.
Ooh.
Those are four.
Corn
How about
bread.
chicken and dumplings? Chicken and dumplings I'd put up
That's,
there.
Yeah.
That's up there too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a
meatloaf.
Now I just want to discontinue the rest of the show and go.
How about
eat.
a meatloaf sandwich, Larry?
Well, you guys are making me hungry. Is that what you're trying to do?
Well,
we are hungry.
We are hungry.
I think
some
you
breakfast
didn't
going
taste no proof in your pudding. Is that what you said, Tommy?
I tasted no proof
No.
in the pudding with these first two
Tasted
hires.
no. Okay.
No proof. No hint.
Tastes
Not even
like
a hint
truth.
of proof.
Not even a hint. Well, Larry, people want to be comforted on the road, and they want to make sure their vehicle's working. And when you stop by the Mighty Key Car Care Center, both locations in Springdale and in Fort Smith, full walkthrough, text to your phone, making sure you're ready for the frigid weather that's going to hit Arkansas and has hit Arkansas already, for that matter.
Oh, that's the main thing about taking care of it. You got to stay ahead of your car. I mean, you want it to start and get you there every time and get you home every time, and you just got to stay in front of it. And the great way to do that is go to the same place all the time and let us take care of your car. Bring it into the Meineke Car Care Center for everything. Oil changes, brakes, tires, batteries, check engine light, air conditioning, anything that's going on. You come through the Meineke Car Care Center, they're going to check out your whole car every time, and that keeps you ahead of those problems that are going to leave you on the side of the road, leave you stranded. At the very least, it's always a terrible, inconvenience for you. So we can take care of that in the Meineke Car Care Center. The real solution is to trade it in. Get yourself something nicer, newer, like a road-ready certified pre-owned car right now. During our winter clearance, we got discounts up to $6,700. Lots of savings there. These are road-ready certified cars, hand-picked, reconditioned our Meineke Car Care Center, covered by a comprehensive warranty. You can't buy a better used car. Road-ready certified, available right now at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. We got some big specials going on with the Mitsubishis too. 0 for 72 on the PHEV. That's our fastest car, quickest car, funnest car, best gas mileage car, and it's great looking too. Come in and see it right now. 0% for 72 and 0 for 60 on the rest of the lineup. Rebates up to $4,500 on new Mitsubishi. So lots of great things going on. Clearance prices. Come and see us this weekend. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
Beef stew. Beef stew. Larry,
Beef
go
stew.
get
Beef
you
stew.
some.
All right, I'm on my way.
All right. Tom, I got a text here before we go to break. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up. Keith Wilson, our buddy over at CJ's, texted me in Kane Womack. I think that, if you could wow a defensive coordinator that's at a current really good institution, really good school, that would off the jump be boom. But I don't think it necessarily gets, if this report is accurate for Matt Zenitz, I'm kind of with you on where you stand on that. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up. We roll on a Football Friday next.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
He walked away from one donor. The donor came up to me and committed to a 7-figure gift to our football program.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football. Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino Tite.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Does Arkansas really have any more money? I mean, Hunter was kind of vague about it, but is there actually more money to spend on football? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question. He said, they've reallocated some things. That means that's a bad deal for the women's golf team and, swimming team and soccer, and probably, when they talk about reallocation, spring sport coaches get really nervous.
They don't like it.
They probably don't like the word reallocation. But does Arkansas actually have more money, real money? I mean, I'm not talking a few bucks here. I'm talking, do you have significant money to change your trajectory in the SEC? Is there actual money to change your spot in the SEC that has been infused into this program, as we're being told?
Let's play off that because I want to play the clip you referenced to.
We're not to the finish line, but I will tell you from a fundraising standpoint, we're off to a great start. What the athletic department is going to commit is significant, and that's how we're going to kind of reallocate some of the dollars that we have. The university, through a direction of the board, is going to make a commitment to our football program as well, and all of that's significant. I don't want to tie a specific dollar amount to any of that because I don't want to limit what we can do. And also I want to make sure that we have a competitive advantage. I think once you put your financials out there and tell other schools what you're doing, then it allows them the opportunity to come meet you where you are or exceed where you're at.
I don't think I can actually answer this question because as you say, I don't see the financials. So they might. But as you said, the initial hires, let me go over this list. Tim Cramsey, offensive coordinator for Memphis, according to Matt Zenitz. The wide receivers coach of Memphis, Larry Smith. The senior offensive analyst, Nick Matthews from Memphis. And Ron Roberts from Florida, Auburn, and Baylor. You said the staff would show, hey, this is the money. That doesn't necessarily point to you showing that there's money that's been infused and invested, at least for the jump.
Did we finally get a money tree out back? It doesn't sound like we even have a money bush.
But as you stated last segment, the more important thing is the players. Like, if he wants to be in sync with his offensive guys and an offense that's been really good at the Group of 5 level, and he thinks he can do that at the SEC, that's his prerogative as the head coach. Now, you can't win in the SEC without players. And he talked about like giving us a chance yesterday.
Give us a chance.
Give us a chance via money. I think you can better answer this question. I'm gonna bypass because I don't think you can accurately answer until January the 17th when the portal's closed. Then you can have a better description and answer of what that looks like. But as of now, I think the answer is I think I would probably lean toward Mo because he wasn't specific yesterday, and you just heard the hires, and that doesn't necessarily get anyone excited.
And how far in real dollars were you from the true median, the true top half of the SEC? I don't imagine the distance between middle and bottom is probably as much as top and middle. If I'm saying that to where it makes sense. So, if another $250,000 was going to get you from 11th to, 7th or 8th, then I don't think that's significant. I do want to hear more. And listen, if the university is going to pump money into the athletic department, which I have zero problem with, and think it's a great marketing move for your institution, then let's hear more about it. Those are taxpayer dollars that are going in over here from the university side. Tell me more. And I'm sure at some point it'll either get FOI'd or they will tell us more. He was asked directly about student fees, said nothing from – he didn't give a non-answer. He just said, hey, the athletic department's had no conversations. Athletic department can't impose a student fee. Only the board can. But I think eventually that's coming.
And that's what another thing I wanted to –
Are there plans to implement a student athletic fee as part of this new financial commitment?
There's not.
I was going to ask you about that because I didn't – in my head I was like, can the athletics department do that?
No. And he went on – he expanded on that the athletic department hadn't had that conversation. That's a conversation he needs to have the board at least, come to a conclusion on. I mean, and I don't know that, what's that look like?
Nerds like good football teams too. They'll pay a little extra for players.
Listen,
we talked about
it. It's $50. You add it to the bill. They're not even paying it. They're not even paying it.
Think about it. She got 34,000 students on that campus right now. I think that's a combination of undergrads and grads. So if you put in $100, was that $100 a year? $3.4, right? $3.4 million. So that's. I mean, the other schools do it. Why?
It's a big piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, we
doesn't solve the puzzle, but it's a piece to the puzzle. The board's going to have to look at some things. That needs to go all to football. I'm sorry, but it just does. You look at Alabama, the student population, the way it's grown there. What's a credit hour now up there, Ty? I mean,
it's absurd.
It's probably I don't know, but. Probably near $300 a credit
talking about Tuscaloosa
out.
or Fayetteville?
No, I'm talking about in Fayetteville.
I was looking at that the other day. I couldn't recite it from memory, but yeah, it's expensive.
Just say it's $200 a credit hour. Students are taking 12 to 15 hours. I mean, just start doing the math. We know it costs, probably just the tuition part. Well, I mean, just do the math here. If they took 30 hours in a calendar year. That's what, $15,000, 30 times, so call it $250 a credit hour, 7,500, 10,000, call it $10,000 a year you'd get through all the semesters per student. And if you picked up another, 2,500 students as a result of a better football program, that's $25 million for your university. So if your university finds a way through budget line and through student fees to get $5 or $6 million more into your athletic department, if you pick up 2,500 more students at $10,000 a year in fees and class hours, I'd say that works out pretty good in your favor.
Did you just say to make students pay $10,000 more per
year? No. What I'm saying is when 2,500 new students come to the university because your football program's successful, they're on TV. Ask Alabama how many more students are coming from other places in the country to attend Alabama as a result of how successful their football program is.
They're top 3, and it's either national merit semi or finalists. applications.
So, Colton, what I'm saying is that if you just gain a mere 2,500 students as a result of your athletics department and your football program's success, and if those 2,500 students spend $10,000 in a year on tuition fees, that results in $25 million of revenue for the university. That's what I'm saying.
Instead of
and then those 2,500 students get parking tickets, and they eat in your cafeteria, and they do other things that generate revenue.
Instead of tax the rich, tax the students.
It's not tax. They're going to come. They're going to be customers. You're bringing in more customers. Students are customers.
I'm fine with taking money out of Texas because that's where all your students are from.
Like 50%.
So let's get more out-of-state students in here, giving you money. I'm just saying the idea that the college should support the football program. Well, if the football program's your greatest marketing arm, help improve it because it's going to pay, exponential dividends in revenue to your university.
Yep. I mean, think about this. Vanderbilt, which has always been a prestigious academic institution, flipped a 5-star quarterback from Georgia, and they just flipped a kid that was going to Alabama within this last week.
Do you think Duke's basketball program has anything to do with the overwhelming desire to go to Duke?
100%, yes.
I mean, do you think this isn't even an argument or a conversation.
Yeah.
So the idea that the university should support the growth of the football program to me seems like an easy conversation.
Oh, it's what Craig James said in the Little Rock Touchdown Club. It's like we are going to enhance the academia here via football. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what it came down to. All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. Plan your Christmas party. Plan your corporate events. You can do it at Cart Pass Social. Click on the events tab at cartpasssocial.com. Give Christian and Nate a call, 479-487-3622. It's December, so we're running out of time. So if you want to do it, you better do it fast. cartpasssocial.com. It's always BYOB. It's cheap rates and it's BYOB. Bring your own food. Bring your own alcohol. At Cart Pass Social.
Yeah. Football Friday is brought to you by QC Kinetics. 479-999-1234 is their number. I want to tell you more about QC Kinetics and how they can help you relieve your joint pain that's bothering you. So if that first step this morning out of bed was literally a sharp pain, it's time to call our friends at QC Kinetics here on a Football Friday. 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
As we kind of continue to pull some stuff from Hunter and Ryan Silverfield yesterday. Recap. By the way, if you want to listen to the whole thing in its entirety, I think a little over 50 minutes, it is on hitthatline.com. Did hear this. I thought this was kind of a cool thing.
And let me touch on his fundraising prowess. He doesn't even know this yet. So he was in the Courtside Club last night, and he was doing what he does in building relationship with donors right off the bat. He walked away from one donor. The donor came up to me and committed to a 7-figure gift to our football program, just with a brief 5-minute encounter. He didn't even know he'd done that.
Like I gotta go meet some more people. I'll see you.
So does Hunter grab his credit card? Like, how does is it just is the cash in the wallet? Like, what's the procedure for that, Tommy?
I don't think they're paying that in 20s.
No.
You open your phone and show them the QR codes.
I pray that was a true story, and I pray there's more stories like that because those are difference makers. But I'm sure they'll follow up, and I'm sure there'll be a wire transfer of some sort. So,
what I think it's people are still like you do this cycle every year, and we discussed this before the show. And there's people that they've kind of changed their minds a little bit. There's people that are still vastly against this hire and are just dreading this upcoming football season. I went back and listened to Sam Pittman's press conference. I went back and listened to, and I'm talking about the initial ones, and I listened to Chad Morris's press conference. A lot of the superlatives are the same things that are being said today. It's very similar. So here's what I don't want you to think of like Hunter Yurchek as like, for some of you that don't like him, as like the Antichrist or something like that. And I also don't want you to think that this is going to be the best thing that ever works out for Arkansas football. Right now, I'm somewhere in the middle. But it's just funny how people, they see a press conference, they see clips, and they all of a sudden get charged up and juiced up. It's like, this was the exact same thing in 2017 and in 2019. Like the exact same thing. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now.
There's a whole different variable with the money now, though.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Not apparently it is. I mean, you didn't have portal.
Well, I'm talking about
from NIL and all that back then. So it's a different ball game. It's a whole different deal. All right, hour 2 coming up, brought to you by Pradco and LureNet.com. That's the place to go today and this weekend to shop for Rebel, Yum, Booyah, Bobby Garland, Smithfield, and a whole lot more. Perfect stocking stuffers for the holiday season, and your order over $35 gets shipped to you for free. Find your favorite Arkansas-made brands at LureNet.com, also Dick's, Academy, Walmart, and your favorite local tackle stores. That's LureNet.com.
Morning Rush rolls on next.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with RUSH25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of Beef. Itswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
This is the Morning Rush.
We're having a good old-fashioned family Christmas at Rath Auto Resources. Now through the end of the year, get up to $6,400 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned sleigh. Inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Really nice. Save up to $6,400 off your next family truckster, and we'll all have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny Kaye. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. Hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol?
The new and improved Golf Nut Performance Center will be ready in early 2026. It will be fully equipped with the latest cutting-edge technology to help you play your best golf. Visit the Golf Nut for a great selection of Christmas gifts for your favorite golfer, like rangefinders, clubs, golf balls, apparel, or a gift certificate to the new indoor hitting bay or shop. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunny sky today. A high this afternoon will be right around 50 degrees. We will see an increase in the cloud cover later on tonight. Overnight lows expected to drop down into the lower 30s. Saturday increasing sunshine, a high low 50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'd like to take an opportunity. Woo! Go blow the whistle.
So he was in the Courtside Club last night in building a relationship with donors right off the bat. He walked away from one donor. The donor came up to me and committed to a 7-figure gift to a football program.
You come again.
This financial commitment will push us to the top half in key SEC items such as our assistant coaches pool, our strength and conditioning staff, our support staff pool, and our talent acquisition through revenue sharing and legitimate NIL.
We want you to look at this team and say, they fight like Arkansas. Being all in together, we will rebuild it. We will earn it. We will make this state proud. This program was built on toughness, pride, that stretches from the hills of Fayetteville to Moore Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. Quincy, you're all in for your senior year? Yeah. AJ, you got something for us? I'm all in. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thank you for being here today. And woo pig suey.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Produced by Colton Little.
He will no longer be having a magic piano.
With Ty Richardson.
From like a girth physicality standpoint.
And Tommy Kraft.
My parents never had to leave work early for their son to get an academic award.
This is the Morning Rush.
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. Tommy, we didn't touch on in the first hour. He mentioned KJ Jackson and Quincy Rhodes, who are also in the press conference, coming back. Play what they said on coming back in just a bit. How big of a deal is that? Your best defensive player, your backup, and at the end of the season, starting quarterback. I mean, I kind of had a disagreement with some friends last night. Some argued it was awesome. Others were like, who cares? Backup quarterback, who cares? Where do you stand on this?
Well, he's not your backup anymore. He's your presumed starter. So, I mean, I think it is. I don't know if it's paramount that, hey, that's how we win 9 games next year. But it is a step in the right direction. The last thing you'd want to do is lose your best player on defense, no matter how bad your defense was, or lose the presumed starter for your offensive quarterback. So he's done what he's needed to do in the first 72 hours. Keep your best talents under the tent with you in your football program, and you'll get the best available players you can get in Arkansas in your high school recruiting class. That's just scratching the surface, though, of what's got to happen over the next month or so with the portal.
Didn't necessarily want you to necessarily say all in after the reported staff hires, though. You're not necessarily all.
I'm not all. It's not my. But he's not trying to get me all in. I mean, I know that's the marketing mantra, but let's let's see where we're at with this roster mid-January, and then we can start making some real thoughts. Football Fridays brought to you by QC Kinetics. They're right here in Northwest Arkansas. You know, pain relief doesn't have to come from a scalpel or a prescription pill bottle. That's not a way to get long-term lasting relief. Your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore itself, it's not lost. It's still in there. And that's what QC Kinetics can do, is help you move and live and feel like yourself again. They take those healing powers from your own body, inject those right into the joints that hurt the most with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime, and you can get to living life the way you used to. They've helped me with my shoulder, so whether it's your knee, back, hip, whatever's hurting you, whatever joint's hurting you, they can give you the relief without surgery. Schedule your free consultation today, 479-999-1234. That's 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
About to chat with Gabe Kuhn coming up in just a sec. I do wanted to play this clip from KJ Jackson yesterday at Pick Trail Nation about why he's coming back.
A lot of the guys, as soon as they got out of the meeting with him, came over to my house and just raved about how they loved his energy and his vision for our program. So that was a big thing, him talking about the culture and being all in. So the guys love that, and I'm so excited to get to work.
I think so. KJ, I don't know if he was recruited. He's a Montgomery, Alabama kid, if I remember right. Quincy's from North Little Rock, and he talked about how Silverfield recruited him. It is nice, and again, I don't know if this hire's going to work out. This could be a disaster. It could be what we need. But it is nice, Tommy, from a recruiting standpoint, the kids on campus and the kids that were committed that ended up signing. It seemed like Silverfield knew a lot of them and had relationships with their coaches because he's 2 hours from Little Rock.
Right. And a kid like from Cross County. I mean, whether you get him or not, Memphis is going to recruit in the same footprint.
Yep.
So there is a bonus to the fact that Silverfield and his staff and whatever arrives with him in Fayetteville, we'll see. Some names are starting to leak out. Are familiar with the footprint, particularly Little Rock East and a lot of the SEC footprint. So they've got those relationships with coaches. Hearing from a few and getting a little bit of a mixed bag on some of it, but I think all in all that the recruiting, he's a half a step ahead of a lot of other hires like a Bielema who had to come in here and learn all of it. And that's why Bielema needed Barry Lunny to go out and to get those relationships going. I don't think it would hurt to have some kind of Arkansas tie on this staff if it makes sense and fits with Ryan Silverfield.
Got another update as we bring in Gabe Kuhn. Arkansas is targeting Florida State's David Johnson as their running backs coach job, according to Matt Zenitz of 24/7 Sports. And Tommy, you were just talking about relationships. Gabe's got a relationship with Coach Silverfield. He played under him. Gabe, I wonder your thoughts just in the last few days, being that you're in Memphis doing radio. What's the reaction been like for Memphis fans seeing their head coach leave for Fayetteville?
Good morning, fellas. Thanks for having me. This is a makeup. This is a makeup deal. I apologize for the first time around when we early in the season were dealing with a Memphis Arkansas game. Still apologize for that, but I'm making up for it. But the reaction here has been it's a mixed bag. I think you have some of the people who have big money, big donors, because Ryan's very good at creating those relationships, created a really good relationship with FedEx and Richard Smith, the new CEO. And he certainly is a guy who knows how to foster those things. And I saw, what was it, yesterday or a couple days ago, he's at the basketball game, and apparently he secured a donation. But here in Memphis, I think people were growing a bit tired of Ryan. I think y'all have seen that. It was 6 years, no conference title. He was not able to win the conference or get to a conference title game in a conference that, quite frankly, has devolved, since UCF, Houston, and Cincinnati left. His two predecessors, two guys before him, were able to win a conference. I was part of one of those teams in 2014 with Justin Fuente. I got to another one in 2017. So people were tired of that. But the truth of the matter is, Ryan is a very good coach. Went 50-25 here, 4-0 in bowl games. There's a stability to what he's able to provide. He recruits well. But I think it's been a mixed bag in Memphis, Ty, as I'm sure that you and Tommy have seen so far.
Gabe, give us a sense. You mentioned playing for him. What could the incoming players expect for him? Not obviously he's not a position coach anymore. What could they expect for them as their head football coach?
What they can expect is a guy who is going to be a CEO-style head coach, right? I mean, he's going to hire the people around him that he feels give him the best chance, give his team the best chance to win. He has a lot of relationships that he's been able to create over the years with different types of coaches. He's had NFL stops. I mean, he was coming straight off a fill-in assistant offensive line gig for the Lions when he got to the University of Memphis. So he's got relationships there. So like the CEO style thing, he's always going to be able to find somebody out there that he feels confident in, an offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. I think y'all have seen this when we talk recruiting. The guy he's very good. He's very good at recruiting. Sort of little known fact, I think, even in Memphis, is there was 2 4-stars in my day that were recruited. And TJ Carter, he's from Tennessee, from the Nashville area. Also, Obina Eze. I don't know where he's at in the NFL anymore. I think he was with the Lions last on the P squad, but he was a 4-star out of the Nashville area as well. Ryan fostered both those relationships as the main recruiter and getting them to commit to the University of Memphis. I believe that was back in about 2016. So that's there. And here's the other thing. Like, I saw Dan Wolken put this out there as soon as Ryan was hired by Arkansas. And I know that, like, Arkansas fans probably don't even want to hear this because you're coming off of a relationship with one of the best guys that college football head coaching has ever seen in Sam Pittman. But he is a good guy. He is a guy who treats his people the right way, tries to make sure everybody gets their due. So all those things are definitely a positive for Arkansas who's trying to foster in a new era.
Gabe, good to hear from you. Is this stage too big? Is the spotlight too bright, or how will he adapt and handle SEC media days? Having more press at your press conferences and your every word in a place like Arkansas being analyzed to the nth degree. Is that going to be a problem for Ryan, or what you've been up and close and personal? Will he deal with his spotlight well?
That's a great question, Tommy. I'm not completely positive because we haven't seen it. Here's what I will say is those jobs he's had in the past, he's been, close to a microscope. And Memphis, it's not indifferent here about the football program as it once was. I think it bothered him to a certain extent, although you'd have to give him true serum that people didn't quite appreciate him here. So, it's going to be a wait and see for you guys. I know that doesn't bring a whole bunch of comfort. But he's certainly a guy who understands what it's going to be like. It's just about managing it. When you face a nasty loss, hopefully that doesn't happen for you guys, but if you do face a nasty loss, how does he respond to the criticisms that he's getting? I'm not completely positive yet. So that to me is just a wait and see. But he's had enough time in a certain spotlight to have some idea of what he's to expect for over the long haul there at Arkansas.
You mentioned kind of the mixed bag of emotions there with the Memphis program. Is there more sadness that he's gone, or more relief that he's gone? What's your feel for the Tiger fan base right now?
I truly believe. Listen, Twitter and X, that's not real. But at the same time, some of it's real, So I think it's about 50-50. But the loudest folks on social media, some of these burner accounts out there that like Memphis football, they've been loud, and it's more of a relief. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people, really the people that matter, the people with money, the big donors that are frustrated and really enjoyed what Ryan brought. I mean, he's a guy who just while he didn't get to those conference titles that we're talking about, he certainly stabilized the program. He graduates everybody. He keeps everybody in line. He's not gonna embarrass the program. So I think a lot of the big money people behind the scenes enjoyed that part of him. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where the loudest people in this fan base definitely we're tired of it, and feel a bit of a relief. It was good. The way I keep explaining, it was good for those people, but it wasn't good enough. And he's going to try to do that at Arkansas. Get too good enough.
We're talking with Gabe Kuhn, who's hosted the Gabe Kuhn Show in Memphis on ESPN 92.9. Gabe, so he's been asked about SEC experience. I know he's got NFL. He's been a head coach, and he's had some stops. And he has played SEC teams in one, including obviously the one that happened in Memphis earlier this year. I think he beat Mississippi State as well. You played on some teams that beat some SEC teams, including I think Ole Miss. I just wonder, when you go up against not just great competition, but competition that may have more money than you, may have a higher paid staff than you do, how is he going to counteract that as the head coach at Arkansas?
How's he going to counteract? I mean, he's going to do his darndest in recruiting and get guys that may not be courted as much by some of those bigger schools, higher paying schools, and he's still going to find some diamonds in the rough. I mean, listen, his track record precedes himself. He beat Mississippi State. He was undefeated at home against Power 4 competition and SEC competition. He's a guy who, listen, look at the conference, the SEC right now. All of those coaches from the American Athletic Conference: Eric Morris, Alex Golesh, John Sumrall. You look at all those names, he's beaten all those names. I mean, he's undefeated against Alex Golesh. So, he finds ways to bring in the types of guys that are able to win games like that. He's done a good job at winning bigger games. It's the smaller games, weirdly enough, at the University of Memphis that became an issue the last couple of years. UTSA a couple of years ago, that loss that put them out of the American title conversation, out of the CFP conversation, was a bummer for a lot of Tiger fans. And the UAB game this year. But, of course, he beat South Florida when South Florida was sort of on the fast track to potentially get into the CFP this year.
I think he's 3-0 against Goldfish.
He can find ways to counteract it. But he does, I mean, as strange as it sounds, because the smaller games are the ones you have to worry about, he does win the bigger games. So that's something that you can take a little bit of stock in.
Okay. Well, Gabe, to your point about just the games and what I know it didn't end the season well, Hunter mentioned yesterday they've had their first initial conversation in October. Do you think this was signed, sealed, and delivered like early on? Like I to me, they just don't flip 4 kids in state within 24 hours. Like how long do you think he was headed to Fayetteville?
Well, if you ask Memphis fans, he's going to be public enemy number one for those, type of talking points. The fact that it seems like he's been recruiting for Arkansas this entire time, and Memphis went winless in November, and he quit on the team. That's what Memphis fans will tell you. But what I would tell you is, I think in these situations, you always have to, recruit guys that you would feel comfortable with wherever you're at. He knew that it was a possibility he'd become the Arkansas head coach. And the way I understand it, those in-state recruits that he flipped, he was recruiting those guys to potentially come to Memphis as well. But now that he has an SEC gig, he has a higher, profile gig, those guys were ready to commit sort of on the spot. So I do believe that he had an idea he was going to get the job. I don't know if it came to fruition in October when Hunter Yurachek and him first sat down and had a conversation. But listen, these things happen. I played on a team in 2015 for Justin Fuente, where down the stretch, it was just a distraction for a lot of the players. We lost 3 of our last 4 after starting 8-0 and being 13th in the first college football playoff ranking. So, it's the nature of the beast at a place like Memphis, where these coaches are going to get a lot of attention if they do well, and it does weigh on a roster and the players on said roster as the season goes along.
Gabe, let's close it on this, and I don't know if you have the perfect answer for this because only Ryan Silverfield could say. But what do you view as his vision long term? He's what, 45 years old. What's his career goals? Where do you think he wants to be? Every coach tells you that the current job is their dream job, but what do you think for Ryan Silverfield would be his dream job, and what career path do you think would be his ultimate dream? Where does he want to go from here?
Listen, I think he's thinking Arkansas over the long haul. I will say that. Okay. I think he wants to have success at Arkansas. Now, if you're paying attention to his past and you sort of look at his what could potentially be his goal going forward, he's always had ties with the state of Florida. He's a guy from the Orlando area, thereabout. Played college football there, coached there. So like if a Florida came open and he did a heck of a job at Arkansas, that would have to be a worry, I would imagine. Some job of Florida State, of Florida, although I don't think they'd go Florida State after Mike Norvell, go into that old Memphis coach bag again after what has happened to them. But I think that would be his aspirational goal. I don't know that for certain, but if you just sort of look at his history, look where he's from, look where he has the most relationships, that would be the type of situation that I would be worried about going into the future. But for right now, I think he is very, very focused on getting Arkansas off the mat and getting them rolling.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about. I want to coach. I'm not naive enough to believe that Arkansas is the end all be all. So I want a coach that has greater aspirations than Arkansas because they know they have to win 9 or 10 games here and do it for 2 or 3 years to have a chance to reach their goals. So I want a coach that has those kind of goals because, as I kind of jokingly said Monday, I hope we're in an airport cussing Ryan Silverfield in 4 or 5 years because he's won so many games, some big program steals him. That's what I hope. And you got to have someone that has that vision because if they don't have that vision, they're never going to get there.
Yeah, if you don't have a couple of guys throwing up middle fingers on a tarmac, did you do your job the right way? I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what you're looking at. And let's be very clear about the situation, guys. Like I think people in Memphis get frustrated by this idea of stepping stone jobs. And Arkansas has not necessarily always been like that, but at the same time, I think there's maybe 9-10 jobs in the country that aren't stepping stone jobs at this current moment. And I think there's some universities that get lucky with alums that are doing well as the football coach or otherwise, where they get them to stay and they become statue head coaches. But there are very few, very, very few jobs in the country that can just retain a coach year over year over year when they see a lot of success.
Gabe, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff. Gabe Kuhn, host of the Gabe Kuhn Show on ESPN 92.9 in Memphis. Appreciate the insight, man, and looking forward to catching up with you during football season next year.
Appreciate it, fellas. Anytime.
All right, good stuff from Gabe, an in-depth perspective, a guy that actually played for Ryan Silverfield in Memphis for a bit, Tommy.
Yeah. Hey, guys, if you want to get back to your play and weight, and sometimes that's harder to do as we get older, I want to take a minute to tell you about my friends at Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. They have helped me in the past, and we're partnering again to find ways to get serious about our health as we head into 2026. So if you'd like to take this journey with me, now's the time to call them at Vici Aesthetics and Wellness and get on board. If you're looking to lose weight or just generally feel better, get your metabolism going, maybe your stamina's a little bit off, or maybe your immune system's not quite what it once was, it's time to call Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. And here's the path they can put you on. The modern-day peptides, including personalized weight loss programs and peptide therapy from Simorelin and glutathione and NAD+. Plus, they also have BHRT to help restore balance and energy for you and make you feel better day after day. 479-343-8424 is their number. I'll give you that again here in just a second. Call, and because you listen, and because I'm partnered with them, we're going to take you along for the ride and get you 10% discount when you tell them you heard it here on the Morning Rush. 479-343-8424 is the number. Go to Vici Aesthetics and Wellness.com. That's Vici, V-I-C-I, aestheticsandwellness.com, and let's get started together. I had a telemedicine appointment a couple days ago, Ty, to get started. And if you live in Oklahoma, Kansas, or Arkansas, they can help you. Did everything by phone. I'm going to go in and see them in Northwest Arkansas next week. They're going to get everything ready for me. And then we're going to go from there. And I'll have weekly check-ins, and it'll be a great process. 479-343-8424 or ViciAestheticsandWellness.com.
All right, SEC update when we come back. The Ole Miss athletics director had something that was kind of counter to what Lane Kiffin said earlier this week, plus a sizable donation in East Lansing, Michigan that we'll tell you about. Stay with us here. Football Friday coming up next.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Also a big Dolphin guy.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Go all in on luxury with Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes. There's the $5 box, indulgent. The $7 box, extravagant. And the $9 box, indescribable with the new steak and poblano rolled quesadilla. It's Lux. For less. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box, only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty.
Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561.
Or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of
Tournament championship for Arkansas, where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I know for many in the Razorback Nation, coaching searches can last what seems like a lifetime, especially one that starts mid-season. There's the passion of our fans, the speculation, the debate, the misinformation, and a lack of credible information because of the tight searches that I run. And that can make 60 days seem like an eternity for Razorback fans, I know.
So I guess the SEC coaching searches are over. You got 6 new coaches in the league. When you think about Stein at Kentucky, Lane Kiffin at LSU, Pete Golding at Ole Miss, Ryan Silverfield here in Fayetteville, Alex Golish at Auburn, John Summerall at Florida. It's been a long 2 months for Arkansas fans, Tommy, and it's been crazy across the board in the SEC. You got coaches that are retained, like Missouri and Drink, Elko and A&M, Lee and Vanderbilt. It's been a crazy coaching cycle here in the last few weeks.
Well, and we were talking about just the lack of tenure amongst SEC coaches right now. How crazy it is that Eli Drinkwitz's the second most tenured coach in this league. Does that mean there's opportunity next year? Now, you're amongst them, but I would think, from a transition and turnover, creates chaos a lot of times, and how you manage that and deal with it. But I think this is going to bring a topsy-turvy league a year from now.
So I went and printed the schedule next year on a rundown. The non-conference games are set. The other ones are not. Of the transitional coaches you talk about as I go down this list, sounds like you're playing LSU the last game of the year in Razorback Stadium. So you got Kiff in that last game. Who else is I thought South Carolina might. They're not. They're sticking with Beamer, it looks like. Golish at Auburn. He'll go on the road to Jordan Hare Stadium. And that's it. Those are the 2 transitional coaches you'll play next year. You don't have Ole Miss. You don't have Kentucky. You don't have Florida. I'm missing one. And you're 6. So you've got 2 of the transitional coaches in this league. It'd be nice to play Kentucky. It'd be nice to play Ole Miss. You're going to play Kentucky in a minute, seems like. You need to get them back on the schedule. 2 lower-tier teams in the SEC. But I hadn't thought about it like that. That's a good point.
Yeah, so, it's going to make it. We're going to need name tags on these guys at Media Days next summer. Where are we going, Tampa?
Tampa.
I think we're going to Tampa for Media Days. We're going to need name tags on these fellas to figure out who they are.
Other games, again, include Utah, Tulsa, North Alabama. Those are your first 3 games. You play the game in Salt Lake City September 12th. I guess your first game's the 5th, according to this football schedule. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Not Florida. Georgia, LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Auburn, Texas, A&M, and Vanderbilt, all on your schedule next year. So, Ryan Silverfield, let's go. First year, you said. Expect something first year.
All in. I'm all in.
All in.
All in.
I mentioned the coaching search stuff. Keith Carter went on Super Talk this week and was talking about, he's basically debunking some of the stuff Lane Kiffin has said. I thought this was interesting. Take a listen.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things he said publicly that I'm not sure are totally accurate. I think that both coach and his representation knew, several weeks ago that the coaching in the playoffs was not going to be an option if he was not the Ole Miss head coach. And, I think
him finding out at 8:30 on Sunday morning for the very first time that he would not be coaching the playoff is not accurate?
No, that's not accurate.
How do you think Ole Miss has handled this, Tommy? Because at one point in time, I thought he was just having fun with Florida and LSU. It's obviously in Baton Rouge now. And I think they were under the impression that he was leaving for a while. How do you think Ole Miss has handled this situation here in the last few weeks?
I mean, I think Keith Carter's handled it exactly the way I would. They haven't said anything disparaging as an administration about Lane Kiffin. Be unprofessional. They haven't. And I believe what Keith Carter's saying there is absolute. I mean, if you're leaving to go to another job, you're not going to coach in the playoffs when you're an SEC school.
Yeah.
We're not going to give you a free infomercial. We're not going to have every time they show the Ole Miss sideline, they got Lane Kiffin over there. Now, it's still going to be the story when Ole Miss gets into their playoff game, and that Lane Kiffin leaving is going to be a predominant part of the narrative from the announcing crew that day. You can't help but tell that story, but you're not going to give Lane Kiffin the platform for that.
Kiffin, by the way, is going to be on College Game Day tomorrow, so that should be entertaining. The wrinkle in this would have been if Ole Miss – they did win. I say if they had won. They beat Mississippi State. Tommy, if Alabama had lost to Auburn, which at one point in the game it looked like that might have happened, Ole Miss would have been in the SEC championship game.
I can't believe he'd walk away from the job at that point.
You don't think so?
I think LSU would have had to move on.
That's it.
Here's the question. Who was LSU's plan B?
That's a good question.
I think Summerall probably was her guy. I think Summerall was waiting on that to take before he took the Florida job.
Mm-hmm. He's apparently hiring the Georgia Tech OC. I think 24/7 Sports reported that. And that's if that's the case, that's a really good hire.
And here we sit at 10:33 on December 5th, and I don't believe Penn State has a coach yet. I know Campbell was kind of Matt Campbell up at was where they had turned their sights, but Penn State has really
their fans
messed this search. Oh, they have messed this search up.
Have you heard the Pat Kraft audio?
What'd he say?
There's apparently 30 minutes of leaked audio from a conversation that Pat had about the just about the coaching search. It's out there. We've yet to determine if everything in it is 100% real and authentic, but it is nothing nothing controversial, but just about some of the hoops and things he's had to jump through going through all this. It is eye-opening.
Last SEC note before we talk to our buddy Nelson Harrison. Kansas State has officially announced the hiring of Texas A&M offensive coordinator Colin Klein. I should have looked at this. I don't know if he's going to coach through the playoff and stuff. Tommy, it's one thing to have an assistant take a head coaching job during this process. Different level when it's the head coach, but that is something like Summerall's coaching Tulane through the playoff.
Tulane's on a different level in the SEC.
And
Tulane wants a chance to be in the playoff, and Tulane wants, winning a playoff game for them would elevate their program. They want to do whatever they got to do to get in that position.
They still have more SEC championships.
Where I'm coming from is I'm surprised Florida is letting Summerall do that. That's the vantage point I'm coming from on that.
Well, what was their plan B?
That's a great question. I mean, the dominoes have fallen.
I'm not sure they had much of a choice either. All right, that's the SEC updates brought to you by my friends at Valley Urgent Dental. Hey, if this weekend you have a dental emergency, what are you going to do? If you call your regular dentist, they're going to maybe get you in hopefully sometime next week. Why wait till Monday? At Valley Urgent Dental, they know your pain can't wait, and they know that a broken tooth or a painful infection or a sports injury is just not something you can live with much longer. They've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts, Dr. Doug Terry, both great providers and will take care of you. They're there on the weekends when you need them the most. 479-235-5655. I'll give that again in a moment. Valley Urgent Dental is available on the weekends when your regular dentist is at the game, at the lake, gone skiing, whatever. Valley Urgent Dental will answer the phone and will take care of your dental emergency. 479-235-5655. 235-5655 or see Valley Urgent Dental, 5505 Upper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Don't wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
To the Lewis Automotive Group hotline where we go. We're Nelson's and Harrison. Nelson, fire away here on a Football Friday.
Hey, fellas. I want to say, this is a new era, and we need to give it a chance because we've been in the muck for a minute, and last year showed us firing Sam Pittman in mid-season did not help us one bit. But I want to say this about our talent. Everybody keeps talking about we need the money to get the talent to compete. Our team last year competed. So why do we got to have the money to get the talent to compete whenever we had a 1,000-yard rusher, We had one of the best quarterbacks. What we need is a coach that'll bring himself in here and put our players in the position to succeed, to win. Not have a guy that's in the Missouri game at the end of the year and he throws a touchdown, then you take him out and put a guy in that can't even get a touchdown on the 25-yard line. It's like, come on, put our men in the position to succeed. Please. Don't play them out of position. Don't play them because you got NIL money on them or whatever. Go with the guy that's going to get the job done for me. And I want to say this, guys. What you guys were just talking about with coaching hires. It's not about a home run hire. It's not about a splash. It's about fit. If you don't have the right fit in your program, you might have a good season one year, then you're going to have a bad season. Whenever Norvell went to Florida State, you know, they had an amazing season. Then they fell off. And a lot of people are sitting there saying, well, Memphis fans are glad that Silverfield's gone. How many Kentucky fans was like, oh, you guys got our garbage, you guys got our trash? Ask them today what they think. So, I mean, it's like you can't go on message boards. You can't go off of fan base reactions. You got to go off of a fit. And I'm going to tell you something. Alex Golish, I felt like that we gave him an offer, and I'll tell you this, his camp is the one that leaked that information out. I don't feel like we leaked that out. They wanted a bigger job to give him an offer too. And if John Summerall would have took DJ Jerkin to be his defensive coordinator, Alex Golish wouldn't have went to Auburn because Summerall would have been there. So, guys, this is what I want to say. It's a new era. It's a clean slate. Silverfield's done what I wanted him to do. Get our top in-state guys. Keep KJ. Keep Quincy Rhodes. Keep C.J. Brown. I think he's going to stay, too. He has inroads with these kids. He was the first one to offer Quincy Rhodes whenever he was in high school at Memphis. So, people can be mad about the money. They can be mad about all this. We've had the talent to compete. We got to put them in the right positions to win. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nelson. Tommy, it kind of goes to your point you were making earlier. It's not like, I mean, outside of the Notre Dame game, I'm just doing this from memory. Ole Miss, you lost by 6. Tennessee, you lost by 3. A&M, you lost by 3. Auburn, you lost by 9. State, you lost by, 6, 4. LSU, lost by 1, maybe. Texas, 52-37, so 15. And Missouri, what did that end up being? 14-17. So you didn't get blown out 56-3 like I feel like you did under Bielema and Morris. So it was pretty competitive season through the most part. Now,
you were 4 or 5 players away. You needed 4 or 5 more players to make it happen.
Yeah, and so Nelson is citing, I mean, he's pointing out that the coaches need to put the players in the right position. I would argue you had enough talent to compete, but you didn't have enough win. And I'm not going to say the coaching was superb by any stretch. It wasn't. I think we saw that.
Do you not need more money to pay players that don't fumble or throw interceptions? I'm sorry. I know that you put players in positions to succeed, and the coaching staff did that. But at the end of the day, an extra $500,000, maybe that gets you a running back that, even though he has 0 career fumbles, he keeps 0 career fumbles. Yeah. These guys did a great job, and they're right. There was a lot of talent. They did keep it close. And maybe it is a coaching thing that pushes them across the finish line. But most of the time, it's literally just their actual talent.
Yeah. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. If you need rock, sand, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete for your job or your project, they can make sure all the materials you need from their quarries right here in Northwest Arkansas, from their dredge operations in the River Valley, get brought to your job site, and it all fits in seamlessly with your plan. Ready-mix concrete, no one does it better. No one has more experience. No one understands the variables better than APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is their number. 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
We got a text here from the, Ted and Mina. I'm with Nelson. I've always said I thought we had enough good players. It's about the coach. It's a combination. It always is. You can't have like a bad coach and really good players or really good group of talent and just a bad coach, you can survive. You're not going to win. I do think so. Like Hunter told us yesterday that he wasn't really willing to reveal the actual number of what the money is. Tommy, I don't know if you just saw this report that's out that Michigan State just got a $401,000 donation from, what is it, Acrisure? How do you say that, Cole? It's the Steelers, Acrisure, the Steelers Stadium, I think.
Yeah.
Why? So here's my stance, and I'm just playing devil's advocate with Hunter and his decision. Why not announce it? Because to me, that, like, if people are like, man, that we already got that. If I'm like
corporate peer pressure,
yeah. If I'm
that's what you're looking for,
correct. And if I'm a person with money that wants to support Arkansas, but I'm still wondering, it's like, well, if they've already raised that, I feel like,
well,
and to correct, real quick, $401 million.
What did I say? $1,000
million.
I'm sorry,
$401 million.
Yeah.
The GDP of a small country.
Yeah, you've changed the equation there with millions versus thousands.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But to your point, there are tons of Fortune 500 companies that have facilities in Northwest Arkansas. Get the ball rolling with a $100,000 donation from Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson. Put that corporate pressure. That'll add up. Hey, this one gave $100,000. Well, I'm going to give $250,000. Well, maybe you can get something rolling there. And but we talk about the big boys. You got to have the Tysons and the Walmarts and the J.B. Hunts. And I think they have given. I think they have been generous. You're just looking for something a little more football focused.
Because what do we have in NWA right now? We got the bike trails. We got a Top Golf. We got a great concert venue. We got some good stuff, but we don't have a decent football team.
Yep.
So what does that make
amenity.
it for potentially people? Are they going to be diehard Razorback fans? Is that going to be their number one team? Probably not. But if I'm an executive, be like, oh, by the way, we have all this stuff, which is great and is appreciated, but we also have a team 15 miles south that's going to compete for an SEC championship, to your point.
All right, we got to roll. We're behind it. But I'll tell you, I saw some pictures from Bruce Stanton the other day of the mighty Browns they were catching on the White River right out back of Gaston's below the state park. Now's the time to make your plans to get to Gaston's, have a great trip. And let me give you a real reason to call today. All right? How about saving money? 870-431-5202. Call Gaston's and tell them you heard about their winter rates. Heard it right here that Ty Richardson has said that he's going to get them 40% off. Be something Ty actually said that was true. Yeah. 40% off right now. Winter rates are in effect, and that's going to last for several months. The discount kind of dwindles down as we get closer to spring, but December, winter rates, January, winter rates at 40% off. So if you wanted to go to Gaston's and now's a great time and you get some PTO at the holidays, call and book a trip today and do it and save 40% off your lodging at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, White River Resort. A first-class time, every time.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Unfortunately, my weight gain is going to increase pretty steadily over the next 4 months, and I hope it's with a ton of Arkansas barbecue.
This is the Morning Rush.
We're having a good old-fashioned family Christmas at Rath Auto Resources. Now through the end of the year, get up to $6,400 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned sleigh. Inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Really nice. Save up to $6,400 off your next family truckster, and we'll all have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny Kaye. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautoportsmith.com. Hallelujah. Where's the Tylenol?
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra. The perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call Mike Junior's Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561.
Or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Santa's got his list, and at Jerry Roller Insurance, we've got you covered. Auto, home, life, or business, we'll help you check off all your insurance needs. Contact Jerry today at 785-5555 or at jerryroller.com. Stay merry, stay bright, and stay protected with Jerry Roller Insurance. From all of us, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Game day just got a whole lot better at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Wear your hog gear and enjoy half-price apps and cheap taps during every Arkansas game. Plus other drink specials that will keep the party going. Whether you're gearing up for kickoff or celebrating the win, Joe's is your go-to place for great food, cold drinks, and hog pride. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Half-price apps and cheap taps on game days during every Arkansas game. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You can pay for each.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with the winner. Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
All right, final segment, Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics. Again, if you missed the conversation and media scrum and press conference yesterday with Ryan Silverfield and Hunter Yurchek, you can find it on hitthatline.com. In addition to our Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Tommy.
Hey, Matt and Jackie, you and Matt had a great time in Michigan last weekend for the big battle. You were in Ohio. You were in Michigan, yeah. That's
the
Michigan
game.
Right?
Yeah,
the game was in Michigan. I don't know why I
game
watched it. I don't know why I'm going sideways on this, but hey, they've had a great year, and they want to thank everyone that has called them, come by. They've still got time to take care of you this year if you find yourself in need of legal representation in Arkansas or Oklahoma. 479-769-1505. They have been great partners with us. So cool yesterday. Ty sent me and you a text inviting us to their Christmas party with their company, and that's just the kind of people they are. Just great people down home. They understand that you may not have a big $5,000 retainer to pony up. That's why they work with you with flat fees you can understand, down payments you can afford, and monthly plans that make sense for you as well. So whether it's divorce, criminal, contract law, slip and fall cases, car wreck, doesn't matter. Jackie's there to take care of you. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right, let's get Kevin and Rogers in here real quick. Kevin, you got about a minute. Grip it and rip it.
Hey, guys. Hey, Ty, Tommy, Colt, how's everybody doing on Friday? Good? Doing good today?
Yeah, good, buddy. Go ahead.
Guys, All right, good. Just quick defense comment. The Razorback defense gave up 34 points a game this year. Let me ask you all a question. If you had a defense that gave up 24 points this year, season would have been 24 points a game. Season would be a little bit different this year. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's what Ron Roberts will bring. If you look at the only bright spots this year for the Florida Gators was his defense. I mean, anybody in their offense, the defense would get tired by the fourth quarter. If you look at some of their games, Ole Miss through 3 quarters, 21 points, really, a Lane Kiffin offense, 14 to Gus Malzahn. They had a couple of duds in there, but he's got at least 2 to 3 defensive linemen that are going to be NFL get drafted this year. Obviously, they have a little bit more talent, but I would look at that, and I don't know that Ron Roberts isn't a bad hire. He's a really good recruiter, great defensive line coach. Giving up 24 points a game will win you a lot of games in this age of the spread offense. So that's all I got to say. Just, something for y'all to think about. Y'all have a good weekend.
Kevin, appreciate the call. If you're kind of wondering what Kevin's talking about, there's a report out there from Matt Zenitz of 24/7 Sports that Arkansas is targeting Ron Roberts to be the next DC. Tommy and I's comments earlier is like it doesn't give you the shock factor. He might be a good coach, but not the shock factor that you were necessarily looking for. All right, coming up halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones on the way here on ESPN Arkansas.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man is